Wanted to make a quick video showing how I carve a simple handle like this for one of the blades that I make. This is just a scrap piece of wood that I had left over from carving spoons. This is some bay wood that I cut down here. Just squaring up the block real quick, and then I will use a drill with a 3/8 bit and drill out a hole, and I rotate the block about 90 degrees every few seconds to just help me keep a straight line. And I'm going to start offering these split dowels with all of my blades that I have on my website. I find it just to be a really easy way to fit a blade without having to cut a slot or do any burning in of the tang. You just have the split dowel and it creates the slot you need within that 3/8 hole. Now I'm going to use one of my 3D printed handle templates. It's just kind of the classic barrel shape, like a Mora. It's pretty comfortable, but it's pretty easy to just sketch your own handle design and find what works for you. That's really the point of this, is figuring out what works best for your hand. When I make handles, it's a best guess. There is no one size fits all. So I really want to see people making their own handles, because they're going to be way more comfortable than anything that I can make. It's a custom fit. So after I sketch that design, I'm going to speed through this video but I'm going to just kind of chop down to my line, just like if you're carving a spoon. As I chop, I'm coming in from the widest part of that barrel shape, going the opposite direction each way so that I'm not cutting down into my grain. I'm working with the grain of the wood so I don't split anything off. So you'll see me flip the blank back and forth a lot so that I'm always working from that highest, thickest point in the wood. Just use a ruler after I put the blade back in there. Use a roller and get a straight line scribed on the blank. It just helps me add in the other angles. I've only profiled in one dimension, and now I need to add profile to the other. And for this, I'm just using the same template since it's a barrel shape. Obviously, the width will be narrower than the height. But that's easy to adjust in as I'm carving in with my knife. Just chop down to those lines, creating this kind of tapered oval square. Now check the end of the blank as I'm doing this to make sure I'm not thinning out too much or about to chop down to my hole. I need to try and keep things even. So I'll often look at the end of the blank. There again, working from the middle point of the handle, working down to both ends from the middle. use my saw, cut it to length. And at this point I can start working in, so we have a square right now, and I just want to take off the corners, make it more octagonal. I'm not going to take it too far down with the axe. I'll leave a fair amount of knife work here. Just feeling if it's getting close. I'll check the ends, make sure I'm not getting too thin, not getting too close to my tang slot. And unfortunately, I had a bad camera angle after working on the first handle blank, so I had to carve a second handle blank to show you these finishing cuts, but it's all the same process. I'm going to start my work here on the end, getting those facets established close to where the blade goes into the handle. And you'll see me checking at the end, making sure everything's coming in. But I really want to establish those lines here, and from there I'll work it back to the other end of the handle. But I'm just mostly focusing on an octagonal shape at this point. So we'll have the primary top and bottom facet, and the two side facets, and then I'll work in the in-between facets. I'm not going to try and keep even facets. Most of my handles are, just quick, haphazard, but I do work with those primary facets, and then once they're established, I'll just shave around, get things down and comfortable, not worrying about the lines too much. I don't fuss with it a lot, but certainly take this as fancy as you want it to. It's your handle that you should be carving, and it's got to be something you enjoy. So really from this point it's just walking around the handle, getting the lines the way I want them to, and until it feels right in my hand. If you've overshot your hole depth when drilling, it's really easy to just come in here at the end. You've just got a little bit of cleanup to do, and you can shave this down to the end of that slot. Add in some chamfers on the end of your handle. Get ready to wrap this up. Hopefully this has been helpful to you and you feel inspired to create your own knife handle, and I really appreciate you watching the video. Thank you.